How's it going, everyone? Welcome to yet another episode. And we kick off with a very anticipated and requested brand from Singapore, Yeossal, and specifically the Thomson Derby in dark brown suede. Coming up. Hello, it's good to be back, it's good to see you all. Took a while since the last video, but I was waiting for this particular model to make a video and talk about it, and here we are. As for the last few months, especially in the comments and via email, a lot of you have requested that I review a brand from Singapore, Yeossal, that's been pretty much popular, making waves around the world for the value and handmade qualities of their shoes and price, of course, for what they offer. So about a couple of months ago, I reached out to them and asked them, about certain details, and I paid for this particular made-to-order Thomson Derby, which is sort of like a split-toe derby in dark brown suede, because I didn't have any split-toe in my collection. And I didn't have any dress shoes in suede in my collection, only a couple of boots. So this was the perfect opportunity to go a little wild with their made-to-order service and see, what's the result. And as you will see in the close-up, it turned out to be really, really good. Some quick stuff is that Yeossal, if I'm pronouncing it right, was founded by a few friends in Singapore, I think like 8 years ago or 6 years ago, and since that they've been sort of growing in the shoe world and expanding into other departments such as very niche made-to-order pants and trousers, polo shirts, shorts, etc. But the first thing that they did was pretty much sell high-end shoes, especially from Antonio Macariello, and who actually also white labeled some of their prestige Y for Yeossal lines. And it's a very well-known and respected brand, so it definitely gets you in the spotlight if you're one of the few retailers in the world. And that's how I found out about them years ago, and eventually they shifted to a more capsule collection, you would say, both in shoes and their made-to-order tailoring items or clothes. And right now you will only find, I think, TLB Mallorca from Spain. You will also find a newly launched brand for them, Oriental Shoemaker, I think from Japan. And you will also see their in-house brand. I don't know if it's still called Y for Yeossal. Doesn't matter. Their in-house brand, which is made in China. There are some speculations where they make them, but it's none of my business. I want to see if the shoes are well made. They've been transparent about it as well. So that's the short version, that's a short story. You should expect for this particular model that I'm going to showcase today to spend about 750 US dollars. Be careful because the prices on the website is Singaporean dollars. And the base model would be substantially cheaper because I've selected a lot of different items and specifications that cost extra. So what we're going to do today, as always, is we're going to take a closer look and we're going to talk about leather, about the construction, if you should buy them or not, what's the fit like, and all the overall value and compared to competition, and in the end, if I like them or not. So let's get going. All right, let's get going with the close-up. First of all, quick introduction about the box, which is actually really cool, quite big. So they probably use it for boots as well. Very spacious. It has a nice texture to it, and of course is branded. A small detail I like is that it has sort of like a pull, like a leather pull tab, and you can see very easy to slide. Open up your box. Very nice tissue paper, branded, bright yellow. Extra pair of laces, round ones in case you don't like the flat ones. My favorite part, apart from the shoes, are the shoe bags, which sort of have like this golden caramel color, and it's really soft. It's really soft. It's probably what they call the velour. It feels great, really nice, and I think it will be very nice protection for your shoes. But that's not what we're here for. Let's move on. All right, here we go. what do we have here? We have what I like to call a split-toe derby, but in reality it seems to be a reverse stitch toe. I will still call it a split-toe derby because that's what it really reminds me of, and I can still see what you would call the split here. It's okay. With an apron here and 5 eyelets, blind eyelets, classic derby design, open lacing system, and that's about it. As you can see, first of all, this is Suede from the Charles Steed tannery. I paid a surcharge of, what was it, $45 for this Janus reverse suede in dark brown, and it's really nice and soft to the touch. I hope you can see it on video. It has a nice short but smooth nap, and it just overall feels good. I hope it ages well as well and holds up shape as much as possible. And then what else do we have? We have a sort of like a soft square last, borderline a bit rounder at the edges, but I would say still call it a soft square. And this one is the Yeossal SG65. They actually have 7 lasts that you can choose from, but this one and generally those types of shapes are more to my liking. It has a really nice low profile, as you can see here, with a big drop. And what else? At the back, of course, there's no traditional back seam. There's a side panel from here and here. Overall, the work is really nice, and I can't really see, at least on the uppers, something that bothers me. If I really look, and you probably can't see it on camera, these areas and the eyelets, they're not exactly, I don't know, symmetrical or level or parallel, as you would say, at certain points. And if you have excessive OCD as me, you might notice it while inspecting them up close, but it's nothing that should bother anyone. Overall, the stitching is very nice. At the top and the apron, they use a boar's bristle needle to do it, so it's hand sewn. And I've seen Antonio Macariello do this on the Centurion model. The split is very well done as well. It's reversed, so you don't see this, the stitching like this, but you can still see the markings on the top. And it's a very clean job, and it's a very good job when done by hand to be as straight as it is. Of course, small details that you might have noticed is, the sole itself. Very nice sole, right? So you can customize pretty much everything through the made-to-order program that Yeossal has, and I really like the shape of spade soles. You can see the shape here, what it resembles it, and I thought this is a perfect opportunity to test it, as well as the beveled fiddleback waist, which is pretty nice, especially for the price point. And of course, hidden channel of you don't see the stitching. Actually, they've done a really good job. Like you really can't see the stitching there, but we will see how it holds up. I added some Triumph toe plates for an extra surcharge, and I've seen a little better jobs when it comes to that. There's a little bit of bulging, and it's a little bit uneven here at the edge, but nothing that bothers me so far. The heel block itself, really nice, very tight, as you can see, like here. Very nice. And overall, it's a very good shoe, and it feels like a good shoe at least. Time will tell. But, with a little bit of experience, you start to see or get a feel of how something will age or be in the future. If I really want to nitpick, and I will see, on the hand-sewn apron, that not everything is entirely perfect, and there are a few inconsistencies. But then again, it's handmade, hand-sewn, so it has a charm to it that I really like. And that's about pretty much everything for the shoes. I think they look really nice, both from bird's eye view, but also profile and from the bottom. Very nice shoes, very pleasant surprise, and good to see that it matches the sort of hype that they have, at least on the quality frontier. And there is only one point and thing to discuss, which is the lasted shoe trees. So here are the lasted shoe trees, which I always recommend. They're not very expensive, especially given the price point, and you can get them in pretty much any color you want. This is hard to show on video, but it's sort of like this dark purple. But the finishing, I believe, either could have been better, unless this is a more intended, antiquated, sort of rustic, older type of patina shoe tree finish. And that's fine. It has a bit more also what you could call maybe a lacquered finish, so it's very, very, very smooth. And you can see how low the profile of the last and the shoe tree is. It's very, very interesting. Of course, these are not, travel light. They're still, they have some weight, but they're also hollowed here and here. So it does shave off a lot of weight. I do like that they went for a more silver, spring mechanism instead of those copper or bronze ones. I don't know, I think silver looks better in everything. And it really has a nice handle, a very nice, robust, big grip, which is always better than those knobs that you just can't pull sometimes. Very nice shoe trees. It comes in different colors, natural. You can pretty much probably ask them to paint them for you. And I think it's a must if you go for this tire of shoes. So I think that we covered everything and it's time to move on. And that was it. I'm very happy with these shoes because they bridge a gap that I have in my collection. They are between casual and formal enough for me to wear often with the type of clothing that I wear. It's not like I wear a suit with a tie every single day. And it gives me some options when I want to also dress a bit more casually. As far as the actual quality and how the shoes feel, if you will also check my written article for a lot of information, I think they're great. I really like the feel of the suede. We will see how it ages, because this guy that left a comment on my blog that the leather was not so great for him, the calf leather. But so far, these have been really nice. They feel great to the touch, and overall, I'm very happy. The shape is great. I don't know what they're doing with their own last and everything, or how they plan to take it to the next level. But I really like low-profile shoes such as Norman Villalta, and I think that I really went out all out on this particular model, because you see it's a soft square last, and then I got a Spade Sole. I wasn't sure how it's gonna end up, but I think it ended up really well. One slight criticism I might have for Yeossal, and well, a lot of brands these days, is that it's very hard to innovate. So you will see a lot of their models, and other brands of course, that they take inspiration and pretty much make copies with their own touch of well-established models, such as, let's say, the Edward Green Dover, and maybe, the Galway, etc. So we will see how they develop their own things and create their own identity eventually. But overall, this feels like a solid shoe so far. I'm gonna wear it this weekend. The sole is exceptional. The quality is, the fiddleback and how tight the waist is really nice for a price that you would pay full price sort of Vash if you don't get the extras. And shoe trees are nice. There are some things in the small and the proportions of the laces and the lacing that I thought that could be a little better or tighter. But overall, this is a great shoe, and they've done a really good job with the heel as well. So, can I recommend them? If you're on the market for a more sort of like handmade shoe, because these are pretty much handmade, at least on the top, and you appreciate that those details, and you don't have a problem that they're made in China, and you get a good fit out of them, which we will discuss shortly. I mean, why not? It's a good alternative, especially for those of you that have your core collection, or you want to step up from the entry level towards the medium range. And it's a good value proposition, especially at base price. So I don't think you can go wrong with these. I will make sure to update in the future, at least, when I wear them a bit more, and see if there is something that comes up. They could have done a little better job with toe tips, but like really minor details that I don't think that you should expect more. If anything, you get more at these price points. So hand-welted, hand-lasted shoes with shoe trees and spade soles and fiddleback waist for $750 US. It's a pretty good price. considering that you pay for Getziana Girling over $1,000, right? And they're still machine welted. And that's about it. But most importantly, the thing you've probably been waiting for is to talk about fit and comfort. So I've been wearing these inside the house. I changed a bit my strategy this time. I used to have them a bit more pristine, as you will see here. But in the meantime, I've tried them on a lot inside the house and just getting my foot used to them, so I can give a better recommendation. And what I've noticed is that for me, this particular model is true to size. It's a UK8, which I usually wear, or a US 9D for you. I do have a higher instep, especially on the right foot. So I don't know, I don't, if it's also a derby, right? So in the laces here, it feels nice. It will not pressure my instep too much, you know, push it downwards. But there's also, you know, just enough touching, so I know that it's not too much space there. There is enough space at the toes and my little toe, which is nice, especially for a software square last. There is a little bit, very little space on my heel, like in between my foot and the heel block of the shoe. But it's not enough that it warrants half a size down for me. What I've seen when I did research about Yeossal on the internet and forums, style forum or Reddit, I saw that most people said to size down half from your usual. And now that I think about it more, I would probably say so, unless you have wide feet with high instep. I would probably tell you to size down half for a snug fit, at least on a model like a derby or something with a buckle, etc. So if you have a broad foot with a high instep, take your usual size. If you have a bit more narrower foot or a bit flatter foot, take half a size down. And from your US size, 1.5. Of course, make sure to reach out to the retailer and they will probably help you as much as possible. The good thing about these, even though they're made to order, is that you can send them back and get a refund, but there is, I think, a 20% restocking fee, which honestly is fair enough. At least it gives you the option, right? And they can do a few modifications as well. That's also what I like about the program, because there are a lot of things that maybe you don't see in the models or the customization, but you can ask them, you know, if they can incorporate it. For example, I could possibly make these with a Norwegian stitching. You know, if it was calf, different patina, custom patina of my choice. So that's nice. Overall, very good shoes. I will be very happy to wear them a lot and give more feedback later. But I'm also excited to wear them because autumn is coming and it means earth tones, and suede is like king of the heel, and it really bridges the gap I had in my collection. We'll see. My collection is really shaping to be something right now, and I'm really excited about the future. I have a few really awesome pieces coming. But for now, what can I say? Really nice shoes. Quality seems really good. Price for what you get is very good, and I can recommend it. I think you will have a great time if you try them on, and if you like sort of like aggressive shapes, handmade details. I think you will be very happy. And that concludes my review of this Yeossal Thomson Derby. And I would really like to know what you think about it, about the model that I made, about the brand, and maybe some experiences you might have, or if you're thinking to get one, I would like to know what you would make. It's always a journey when you design your own shoes. As of course, you know, if you're new or if you're old and you haven't subscribed yet, please at least leave a thumbs up, subscribe, and press the notifications bell, because we're gonna have a lot of fun in the rest of the year with a lot of more content coming up. And your criticism or praise is always, you know, welcome in the comment section. And before we go, did you forget? We still got a dad joke of the week. So I was thinking about telling you a time traveling joke, but it turns out you guys didn't like it. See what I did there? Oh, thank you, Anthony, for sharing this horrible joke with me. And of course, if you have more, send them to my email, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.